Hi, this is Otep Shamaya, and this is my Grand Inquisition. I'm here to answer your questions. So, any plans for another book? Yes. I'm actually assembling two different books right now. They're not poetry. One is a book of short stories, and I'm editing it myself, and that's one of the most difficult things to do because when you write, naturally, that's how it comes out of you. So you don't necessarily notice if you're being repetitive or perhaps there's a shorter or better, more precise way to say something or to write something. So I will usually write a story and then walk away from it for a while and then come back to it, and then it's fresh and new to me, and then I can see maybe some of the plot difficulties, maybe the holes in the plot or something I didn't see, or something new and interesting and exciting will come along, and of course fix all of my grammatical errors that I've undoubtedly done. As with songwriting, very similar in the editing process, because but it's even more so. I'm much more of a sadistic editor in songwriting. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm much better at being a master of the composition and arrangement part of music in the moment than I am with the literary part of it. I'm not really sure why that is, but in the studio, it seems to me very instinctive. It could possibly be because I'm working with other people, so the ideas are bouncing back and forth between all of us, whereas writing in itself is a very sort of isolated, lonely action. It's an internal universe that's given an external life. Music is the same, but you're working with someone else. If I co-wrote a book, perhaps it would be much easier to edit. But yeah. I'm a tyrant in the studio, but I think a productive tyrant indeed. And the other book is something that I don't want to talk about just yet because it's one of the most exciting things I've ever done. It's completely new genre for me, and I'm really excited about it. So two new books in the works, and I work on them every day on tour. That's how I busy myself. Between my Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace addictions and MSNBC addiction, I write. So and reading, and my reading addiction. It's funny. Today they released a letter that J.D. Salinger had written to Hemingway, and someone said, "Who are they?" And I said, "Okay, get off the internet, get to a bookstore right now. You don't know who they are?" But as it seems to me that as society advances, we're becoming the smartest dumb people on the planet, and and the only way to change that is if we make the change, if we become the change. So read a book. Outside of music, what am I currently working on? I'm currently working on ending the rise of the great American suicide, the death of the intellectual class. I'm working very hard to inspire people to think that, or to believe that thinking is cool, and that knowing things is awesome, and that you can read something longer than 140 characters on Twitter. And I'm not bad-mouthing Twitter because I myself, I just think I did a Palin there, I myself. Also, too, that's a Palin right there. But I didn't write the answers on my hand, promise. But I do enjoy the social aspect of Twitter, but I just want people to remember that there's books out there that you can buy and you can read and fill your head with dreams and imaginations and ideas that other people who are as creative, if not more creative than all of us are. I try very hard to, as often as I can, to share my the books that I like to read, or the types of art that I think are important, and then I encourage people to share their books and the art that they think is important with me. So hopefully that through this idea that is celebrity that I find completely hoaxy and silly and nonsense, but it's there. So if it's there, if it's part of the game, that I'm playing, of course, with music, the industry of music, I'll say, then let's try to put it to some good use versus me just trying to, what most of these folks do, reality TV folks, just use it to sort of inflate their own egos and wallets. So I try to just say, if you're interested in what I think, here's what I think. Now I'm interested in what you think. Share with me, and hopefully it will inspire people to not feel so, nerdy if they read a book. If they know. If they actually, maybe pay attention to the Science Channel, or watch something on the Discovery Channel. By the way, very displeased with the Discovery Channel at the moment. I just heard that they've given Palin her own wildlife nature show. Hey, I've got a great idea for a Discovery Channel Palin nature show. We douse her in pig blood, a la Carrie, and then we drop her in a circle of wolves, perhaps the ones that she was going to shoot down with from the helicopter that she allowed when she was governor of the state of Alaska. And then let's watch that. I'd love to see that. Or just have her beaten with a bag of her own, a burlap sack full of books. I know some of those books she wants burned. But I have to boycott Discovery Channels now because of that. I can't imagine that they would even do that. Who is she to... what is she going to teach? How to kill things? How to destroy the... This is where you pour your motor oil into your yard. This is how... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is how we eradicate all endangered species. We kill them. Oh, look at the majestic moose, the majestic polar bear. How beautiful they are. Oh, what a cute cub. Now kill it so that we can make a chair out of it. She's filth. She's absolute filth. I have a long-standing theory that she's either one of two things, that she's either George Bush in drag and he's just dying to make a comeback, or she is a mutant hybrid beast concocted from the amalgamated jizz of a Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Nixon circle jerk from the 1960s. Sneaking suspicion. I'm not sure any of this is going to make your site, but thank you. But speaking my mind. Well, thanks for sending the questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them, but I really enjoyed the intellectual stimulation. So thank you for taking time to send them in, and stay in touch. Okay.